Hello, lovely people. Welcome once again to Habanero's Recipes. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a new subscriber, thank you and welcome to the family. In today's video, I share with you how I make my authentic Ghana peanut butter soup or grana soup. Let's get started. I have my beef and goat meat, sea bass and mackerel, all fresh. I have my smoked turkey and cow foot. Also have my all-natural peanut butter, 3 large onions, ginger, fresh tomato, tomato paste, Maggi cube, garlic and habanero pepper. I have my beef bouillon, catfish, which is dry catfish, and my salt. Let's begin by marinating our beef and goat meat. I've added salt, aniseed, ginger powder, beef bouillon, and garlic powder, and I marinate. I will broil my meat and my fish just for about 40 minutes. And I've sprinkled a teaspoon of salt on my fish. So on my baking pan, I'm putting my beef and goat meat on and my fish, and oven it goes for 40 minutes under broil. In a blender, I'm adding enough water to blend my peanut butter. I like my peanut butter blended. I just love the smoothness it gives the soup. All right, and I'm adding in a thumb size of ginger and I blend. I'll make sure to list the accurate measurement of the peanut butter in my description. My peanut butter is all blended very nicely. I then transferred it into a pot and then I'll cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes. When cooking your peanut butter, you can cook it until oil settles on top of the peanut butter, or you can just cook it just for about 15 minutes and it should be okay. And that's exactly what I did. I'm leaving it to bubble or cook just for about 15 minutes and it is perfect. I will not wait for the oil to settle on top. It is really not necessary. All right, we'll then leave it to simmer just for a minute or two and then let's begin making our soup. Please don't forget to subscribe if you stayed until this time. In a pot, I've added in my cow foot and I'm adding in my beef bone. I have a tablespoon of beef bouillon and a tablespoon of salt. And then we add in our blended onion, garlic, and ginger and my habanero pepper. And we've added it to the meat and I'm giving it a stir. All right, we'll then cover and let it simmer just for 5 minutes or steam for 5 minutes. And then we will add in our tomato paste. And I have about 6 ounces of tomato paste in here. We'll give it a mix and cover to let it cook just for about 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes and we are giving our cow foot a stir. All right, and without wasting time, guys, we'll put in our peanut butter. All right, so this is the perfect time to add in your peanut butter. So we are giving it a stir first, and then we'll add in our peanut butter. And once you add in your peanut butter, be careful it doesn't splash on you. Just give it a stir. And then we'll use the same pot to add water to our soup. And then with the water measurement, I use the 2 knobs that is right inside the pot to measure my soup. So I will add water until it reaches to the bottom of those 2 knobs there. The 2 dots that you see there, yes, that's how I measure my soup. So I've added in my fresh tomatoes and I'm adding in my 2 large whole onions. And what I do with the onion is I just cut it halfway so that it cooks very well because the onions are huge. All right, guys, so then at this point, we'll then leave the soup to boil. All right, so our meat that was put in the oven at broil is all done now. Now look at how amazing and delicious the meat looks. This is the meat that is going to go into the soup in no time. All right, so I'm adding in my dry fish and I'm adding in my smoked turkey. And then we'll leave the soup to boil for about 15 minutes. Yes, we want to make sure that we let the vegetables that is inside the soup cook well. And then we'll remove the vegetable out of the soup, blend it up, and then we put in the broiled meat. We'll then leave the soup to boil and cook, all right, and we have to make sure when making peanut butter soup, you want to make sure your soup is well cooked and very well cooked. Yes. All right. So I'm using a wooden spoon to kind of scrape the side and side. Normally there's like a mark that comes around inside the pot. So I used my wooden spoon to kind of get that all cleaned up. Guys, please make sure you subscribe and you like and comment. God bless you for doing that. I'm now removing my vegetables, my fresh tomatoes, and my onion, and then I'll go ahead and blend it. It is all blended up, all right, and I've added it to the soup. And what I'm gonna do is I will be rinsing, and then I'll fill my blender with water and then add it to the soup. The peanut butter soup can thicken up very quickly, so it is perfect and good to add water to it at this time. I'll then go ahead and add in my broiled meat and my fish straight to the soup, guys. And once we add the meat to the soup, I'll then use my spice blender to blend my Maggi cubes, and then I'll also add that to the soup. And then from that time, we'll go ahead and taste for salt, and we'll decide if we need to add more salt. And the salt is always to your taste, guys. The soup is coming together very well. I'll go ahead and do a taste test to see if my salt is good. And then I'm adding in a teaspoon of salt, and that is just gonna make the soup perfect. This soup is a tried and true recipe, guys. I'm using a wet paper towel to clean around my pot. Guys, I'm using a 20-quart pot to make my soup. So this is a pretty big pot. Yes, this is like a party-pleasing soup, guys. And at this point, we'll leave the soup to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes because everything is pretty much all put in. All right, so now look at my fish. They are all still in there. It is not broken. And the soup is pretty much done, guys. I just wanted to show you the texture, and the texture is just perfect. Oil has settled on top of the soup and it is perfectly cooked. And this is the finished product of my peanut butter soup, authentic peanut butter soup. All right, and then I'm pairing it with some rice ball or sticky rice or konkonte, which is dry cassava flour. All right, so there is somebody's plate. Looking good. I have 2 bowls of rice ball in there with all the meat surrounding it, and the conconte right here with a little bit fish and a little bit of everything, and my okra on top, guys. It is an amazing recipe. I hope you try this recipe. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification so anytime I upload, you will be notified. God bless you and stay safe. Bye-bye.